What's going on, Master Duel fans? James here again. Max points. The goal has been reached for the new title and deck profile for you guys to tune in. So first things first, on behalf, before we get the deck profile started, I wanted to say thanks to all for tuning in on this channel in terms of Master Duel content for 3 years in and so on. And before we get things started, I just want to say, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Smash the notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. Also, if you are a new player and or a returning player after 1 full month of missing gameplay, please use my campaign code so we can get our prizes and reach the goal of many other exclusive campaign content. Deck profile of choice, it's Harpies. We're going to the classic Duelist Kingdom arc, courtesy of my Valentine. And the hardest matchup throughout the course of the event, obviously, it's Millennium. And I already know for that fact that new cards are coming in shop. It's a loner deck, and people just wanted to try out the new product just to obliterate the competition throughout the whole entire event, and many more to some degree. But I said to myself, I want to play something different, as obvious about it, that you guys in chat wanted me to do some Daredevil and Dangerous according to the voting polls about what decks to take for the event, and Harpies being 40% of you guys voted for the deck, and all I can say is ask and you shall receive. So, deck profile for you guys. 3 Harpie Lady 1s, 2 Harpie Queens, and then 1 each of Channeler, Dancer, Harpist, Perfumer, Oracle, and Pet Dragon Fearsome Fire Blast. Now, I already know there's going to be some questions on certain Harpie monsters that are one-ups. I already know most would say why only 1 Harpie Channeler as well as 1 Harpie Perfumer. It's just, you rather get those 2 Harpie girls effects off at a proper time, because most of the hand traps that I keep occurring throughout the course of the game, it usually be effect veilers as well as infinite impermanences. And it makes it so that if I were to play through the bait negates, and if they have no more interactions after, this is basically the part where you get your Harpie Channelers effect off to get your Fearsome Fire Blast for the sake of level 7, or even Perfumer for the sake of another spell trap search that has sisters in the text. So that way you get to keep the advantage up. But otherwise, both Perfumer and Channeler are both hard once per turns, and you rather get your effects off as a late game setup at a proper time. Oh, and 2 DD Crows. 2 DD Crows because it's Wing Beast. It has some synergies with the upcoming cards as we showcase in a bit. Spell lineup. 3 Elegant Egotist Basic, Raigeki, Harpie Lady's signature card, Harpie's Feather Duster, Harpie's Feather Rest, 2 Hunting Ground, not 3. You don't want to clog up your hand way too much with Hunting Grounds. Plus, you can always get 1 back from grade to hand or from Oracle, which is no problem. 3 Hysteric Sign, basic, nothing more, nothing less. Most of the times, it's usually be getting Elegant Egotist, which of course, it's like 80 to 85% all the time. And then if the +3 search all from signs go off, if your opponent doesn't put my life points to 0 next turn, chances are you're not going to live next turn. 1 Alluring Mirror Split. Once again, it's a proper time moment because especially the fact that if you have Harpie Conductor on board with any of the leftover Harpie cards in your graveyard throughout the course of the game, anything that you can do to destroy the Alluring Mirror Split are from a Harpie card of any kind or by opponent's card effect. This lets you get literally any Harpie monster you want out of the graveyard so that way you can keep your board presence and your advantage going. 2 Boogie Clips, absolutely insane in case if for some reason there are monsters who has floodgate abilities for some reason that are still legal for the event. Boogie Clips can help you get things going. Also, the fact that Boogie Clips pairing up with the Raigeki and the board wipe of Feather Duster, it makes it so that you're able to turn off their negates and you're able to clear out the board, which is a huge shoo-in. 2 Forbidden Chalice, and then the 1 single Blizzard, as I always keep. And then traps. 1 Harpie's Feather Storm, because according to Legend Anthology event, you can only play 1 Feather Storm. The 1 Solemn Judgment, Legend Anthology reasons, in terms of you can only play 1 Solemn Judgment. And then the Power Traps, in terms of trap trick targets. 2 Spiritual Wind Art Miyabis, 2 Icarus attacks, 3 Infinite Impermanences. If you able to get any of the trap trick targets off, you're basically in a very good spot. And then to make it the 41st card in the filler slot, well, technically the 41st card was Trap Trick because I needed ways to deal with the normal traps as part of a flex spot. So Trap Trick technically was the 41st card as part of my addition. And then last but not least, Hysteric Party. Hysteric Party is basically clutch status. And the more Harpies you have in your graveyard, if your opponent doesn't kill me the turn I have Hysteric Party up, you're basically going to die on the spot. Because let's be real, most of us know this is death. So we know that's death 9 times out of those 10. And then we also know that the trap trick targets, if any of these trap trick targets resolve, not Feather Storm because it's 1 of, but if any of the trap trick targets resolve, being Miyabi, Icarus attack, or even Imperm, you're basically in a commanding position. And then extra deck. The ones that I made are Cyber Slash Harpie Lady, Great Fly, Harpie Conductor, Lightning Chidori, Ice Beast Zero Fine, and Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. When it comes to the unique usages of these cards, having Cyber Slash on the field with the Harpie Channeler, now they cannot literal hand trap you, the trap version being Infinite Impermanence, because the moment you have Channeler and Cyber Slash on a field, it makes it so that you go Channeler effect. If they Infinite Impermanence you, you go Cyber Slash Harpie, target your Channeler to kick it back, and your Channeler still resolves, dodging the trap version of hand traps, which is absolutely crazy. Lightning Chidori. This is the best card in the extra deck that's outside of the Harpies, no questions asked, because Lightning Chidori clears out cards back to the deck so that A, they get no value, and B, certain decks that involves whenever something gets destroyed, it's basically free extension. That deck gets no value in any shape or form. Ice Beast Zero Fine. This card kills people in terms of late game setup. Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon steals games, and it also puts your opponents under the clock, because if their life point threshold is under 6,000, and if they don't have any answers in terms of non-target removal all from Phantasmal Dragon, it's basically game over on the spot. Great Fly, the majority of the monsters are wins, nothing more, nothing less. Harpie Conductor, this card comes up all the time. And then, especially the fact that the Saving Grace are from Conductors, I usually hit the Split as well as Signs, so that way I'm always able to get the advantage off, which is crazy. And then, oh, almost forgot. Big Eye. Big Eye comes up once or twice throughout the course of the whole entire event. And it's usually for late game setup to close out games with bigger monsters by taking them, which is nice. And then the rest of the extra deck is literally never made, but can be impactful for any scenarios. Heartland Draco can help you steal games in terms of direct attacks. Ragnan Zero can help you get your advantage going. Karagorgon to help you rearrange the new target depending on the situation. Castell, it's a wing beast, basically an honorary Harpie card, because A, you have Wind Art Miyabi, and B, Icarus attack, because Castell is a wing beast, and it makes it so that if Castell were to use the effects in terms of either booking a monster or spin something back, if they were to shotgun something to negate Castell that doesn't target, like Imperm or even Veilers to some degree in terms of targeting the Castell, you can just chain Icarus attack and or Wind Art Miyabi to make sure your Castell's detach effects can still go on. Gaia Dragon, Piercing, and Pierce battle damage is extremely immaculate. Draco Sack for extension of tokens leading to Conductor or Great Fly routes. Flare Metal wasn't made at all, but the idea is to close out games, obviously. And then Dark Armed, DXZ. Dark Arm was never made. The idea is removal. If we don't have the Icarus or Hunting Ground anymore, we can just literally outright go Dark Arm for the sake of extra removal. And this has been James Polk with the Legend Anthology Deck Profile. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Smash the notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. And to the brand new or returning players after one full month of missing gameplay, be sure to use my campaign code so we can get the prizes for future content. Catch you guys next time.